Good day, everyone. It is rightly said that your speech only become well if your tongue says what your heart feels. So here I am to talk about the current and worldwide ongoing issue and enlighten all of you with the speech on corruption. In one aspect or the other, we all have come across the word corruption. According to political ideology's definition, corruption is a form of dishonesty or criminal offense undertaken by a person or organization entrusted with a position of authority to acquire illicit benefit or abuse power of the one's private gain. Seems slightly and confusing, right? Most simply, corruption is dishonest behavior practiced by authorities such as managers or government officials. This is how people with power rule the world, thereby violating certain people's rights and privileges. The most significant and worst type of corruption is political corruption. In legal terms, political corruption or malpolitics uses power by government official or their network contracts for illegitimate private gain. This type is the most concerning one as it erodes the fundamental values of the law that governs and regulated society, creating a massive mess in the country as a whole. Now, you all might be thinking that this happens only in the well-established and sophisticated cities, but that's not the case. Metropolitan cities, towns, and villages are all part of this evil game, and it is the common man who gets unnecessarily trapped in the dishonest strategies of this game. The heights of corruption have reached such an extent that strict law can also reduce but not abolish this corruption mindset. Causes of corruption. Any speech on corruption can never be complete without looking at the causes of corruption. We often hear people saying everything happens for a reason. This states that everything happening around us is driven by a strong desire or motivation behind it. In the same way, corruption also has some hidden cause behind it, and listed are the causes of corruption. First, greed of money is an extreme or excessive desire for resources, especially for property such as money, real estate, or other symbol of wealth. Second, poverty. Poverty is about that having enough money to meet basic needs including food, clothing, and shelter. However, poverty is more, much more than just not having enough money. Lack of values and ethics. Due to the lack of values-based criteria, it has become difficult to make individual decisions regarding your actions because there is no clear distinction between what is good and what is bad. Lack of education. People who lack education have trouble getting ahead in life, have worse health, and are poorer than the well-educated. Political instability. Political instability can be considered a critical bottleneck for the innovation and overall economic development of many countries. Gender inequality. Gender inequality is discrimination on the basis of sex, gender causing one sex or gender to be routinely privileged or prioritized over another. Gender equality is a fundamental human right, and that right is violated by gender-based discrimination. Ways to reduce corruption. Now, when we have ranked up this sensitive topic in my speech on corruption, I must bring to your notice certain measures to reduce this problem. Any problem has a solution, but it depends whether you want to solve it or not. It depends on us if we have to stand against this evil act or in support of it. People usually stay silent in such situation, but one must remember that mere silence leads to acceptance. We must unite together and try to reduce corruption. And listed are the various ways in which we can reduce corruption to a greater extent. First, people should start reporting cases of corruption without any delay. Second, all the government, non-government, public, private educational should united together and stand against corruption. The media and advertising sector should educate people against corruption regularly. We should provide students with additional courses to build better citizens for tomorrow. To conclude, corruption is making life worse for the commoner, but he is the only one who can raise his voice and bring change. We should start from ourselves and change our thinking of make a change to that of a be change. So let's come together and stand in favor of the commoner and not corruption. Let's decide to be a loyal and valuable citizen of our country. That's all. Thank you. Once again, I am Norhaya S. Lumumba from BSPA LRG 2B.